All right. So today's practice today is a womb cycle flow for women who are on their moon cycle, on their period. So I am actually on day 1, so I'm not sure how this instruction is going to go, but we'll see. Ali is on day 3, yeah. And so we're really thinking about releasing the low back, getting a little bit of movement, but more gentle movement. And then we'll start with a really nice womb meditation just to ground and land. So finding a seat, just a seat that's really comfortable for you. So if you can feel that a cross-legged seat won't serve you for this practice, then you might want to take virasana, where you bring the knees together, feet together, and a block underneath the sit bones. So just notice how the pelvis is feeling and the shape of the pelvis and what you need for the low back to really find that comfortable seat. So closing the eyes. And just notice the sensation in the body. And beginning to breathe into the belly as a way to just ground and just land. But also as a gentle way to start to bring our awareness towards the womb. So first just feeling that expanding of the belly with every inhale. And the softening, the navel gently drawing to the spine with every exhale. And especially if you feel strong sensation in the low back, start to breathe into the low back ribs as well as the belly. And with every exhale, even though there's a softening, still think about the length through the crown. The gentle lifting of the heart. And see if you can really lengthen the breath. Every inhale, breathing into the belly, low back ribs. Embracing the softness on the exhale. And either you can stay with your hands resting on the lap, or we'll bring the hands in yoni mudra, which is bringing the thumbs together, fingers stay together, and then bringing the index fingers to touch, and placing the hands onto the womb space. And if there is strong sensation here, if there's pain, if there's discomfort, and just using the hands, your healing hands, as a way to really hold yourself with compassion, with softness, sending love to your womb, warmth to your womb. As you feel the heat from the palms, as you start to connect and bring your awareness to your womb even more, and then starting to breathe into the womb. Not allowing the breath to be forced or pushed, just a gentle breathing into the hands. And just notice what's coming up for you physically, but also energetically. Maybe even what emotions are stored here. And without judgment, Just simply feeling. Still holding yourself with really nurturing and kind hands. And we'll move the hands to the heart. If you'd like to, you can always just keep one hand onto your womb and the other hand onto the heart. Big breath into the heart. Long breath out. And just feeling all that you are. Feeling the fullness of you. The emotions that are here, the physical sensations that are here. And again, just holding yourself with compassion, with love. Now we'll start the practice with 3 rounds of Brahmari hum. So it's a hum with the lips closed and 1 chant of Om. But if you prefer to just simply receive, you can just simply sit and receive. So big breath in together. Long breath out. Breathing into the path. Gentle bow. And just gently releasing the hands. We'll start to slowly take tabletop position. So moving any props out of the way. You won't need any props for this practice. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And here, just start to round the upper back ever so slightly. Good. And then again, really sending the breath to the low back ribs. And just start to gently, as you press the floor away, move the hips slightly from side to side. It's just really subtle. So really working to find that release in the low back. And as I'm day 1, I can really feel my low back. And I asked Ali this morning, I said, how are you feeling? What is it that you need? And she just pointed right to her low back as well. Yeah. That's it. So here you might want to start to move a little bit from side to side, feeling into the side body. And essentially we just don't want a deep, deep arch in the low back. That's it. But then we'll come to find stillness. And instead of arching through the low back, I want you to think more cat and cow in the upper back. So it's just really subtle. So as you breathe in, imagine the shoulder blades dipping down and the heart moving forwards, but still keeping the low back fairly long. Then as you exhale, press the floor away and really round. That's it. Think about the shoulder blades spreading wide. And then again, inhale, the shoulder blades come together, the heart moves through. Exhale, we round the upper back, crawling in. And just one more like that. Breathing in, shoulder blades come together, heart forwards. Exhale, press the floor away and round. Good. Now keep this rounding. Tuck the toes under. Walk the hands a hand's distance forwards. And we'll pick the knees off the mat for downward facing dog. Just go nice and slow. Bring the hands a little wider. So think wider, maybe a little wider than shoulder distance. Knees really soft. So walk the feet a little closer in. So most of the time when we are on our period, especially day 1 or just before the period as well, we tend to have more relaxin hormone through the body, which means that we're really, really flexible, especially in our hips. So just really mindful of that when you practice. So soften the knees. That's it. Think more length through the spine, more length. That's it. And come up high onto the balls of the feet. Take an inhale. We'll bend the knees together as we press the chest back to the thighs on the exhale. Keep the sit bones high. Yes. And then come up high, balls of the feet. Breathe in. 2 more like that. Deep bend into the knees. Press the chest back. Come up high, balls of the feet. Inhale. Deep bend into the knees. Look forwards as you exhale and just tiptoe to the top of the mat. Take your time. Knees as soft as you need. Bring the feet hips distance and grab opposite elbows as you fold in. Let the head be heavy. Bring the weight slightly forwards towards the toes. And just shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. That's it. And then releasing the fingertips down, we'll change the grip and interlace the fingers at the base of the skull and allow the elbows to draw in. So you're going to feel more into the fascia line from the heels all the way to the neck. And then just allow the elbows to draw in towards one another. Yes, and then let the head get really heavy. It's almost like you're pulling that skin down from your neck. How does that feel? Good. Big breath in. Long breath out. And again, inhale. Gently release the fingertips down on the exhale. Now deep bend into the knees. We're going to roll the spine all the way up to standing, slow, pressing into the heels. Think sit bones towards the heels as you peel yourself up, lifting through the heart. Big breath in. Ground even more into the feet on the breath out. Then we'll sweep the arms up overhead, take an inhale. And bend the knees, forward fold, go nice and slow. Sit bones back as you fold in on the exhale. Halfway lift to lengthen, breathing in. We'll step the right foot back, but it's not going to be a big step back. It's just going to be fairly little-ish step back. That's it. And then we drop the back knee down. So essentially, we don't want to be like really wide, deep hip opening. You just want to keep everything kind of contained. That's it. You can bring the knee a little bit further back for me, Ali. Even more. That's it. Good. And then pressing down, bring the hands onto the left thigh. That's it. And then just take a moment here, dragging that left heel in. Press the right hip point forwards, and then roll the shoulder heads back. Yes. So big breath in. Stay, long breath out. And then keeping the left hand onto the left thigh, sweep the right arm up on the in-breath. Little lean over towards the left on the out-breath. Back to center, inhale. Then bringing the right fingertips down to the mat. Heel toe the left foot wide. Bring the left hand to the inside of the foot. Look forwards up on the fingertips, inhale. Again, we're not going to go too deep. Keep dragging the feet towards one another and then soften the elbows, fold in, exhale. Back up onto the fingertips, big breath in. Fold in, long breath out. Back up, inhale. Plant the palms down. Take your time, round the upper back. Lightly step the left foot back. Good. Then from here, again, those cat and cows, but more from the shoulder blades. So big breath in, let the shoulder blades come together. Send the heart forwards. Exhale, press the floor away, round the upper back. Curl in. And again, big breath in, heart moves forwards, gaze lifts, exhale, round the spine, curl in. Now this time keep the rounding, take the right hand, bring it over towards the left corner of the mat. This will feel nice. Take an inhale, move the sit bones back to the heels and really press the right hand down on the exhale. Big breath in, long breath out, and then back to center, slide the right hand back on the in-breath, switch it left hand to the right corner on the out-breath. Inhale, then move the sit bones down, press the left hand down on the exhale. Breathing in, long breath out, then back to center, slide the left hand back in on the in-breath. Downward facing dog, will pick the knees off the mat on the out-breath. Big breath in, smooth breath out. Come up high onto the balls of the feet, take an inhale. Deeply bend the knees, look forwards as you exhale, then tiptoe to the top of the mat. That's it. Halfway lift, big breath in, keep the knees soft. That's it. And then forward fold, long breath out. This time halfway lift, inhale. Take the left hand to the right shin, right fingertips maybe come down to the mat, and just gently fold over the right leg as you exhale, pressing that left heel down. Halfway lift, hands to shins, breathe in. And then switch it, right hand to the left shin, maybe the left fingertips come down as you fold over the left leg, but keep the knees equally soft. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Fold in, feet ground equally on the exhale. Then again, we'll roll the spine up, so softening the knees, pressing into the feet, rolling the spine, sit bones to heels. Ooh. Big breath in, heart lifts. Long breath out. Arms up overhead, inhale. Soften the knees, forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in. Step the left foot back. Again, it's not a huge step back. Drop the left knee down. So you can always double up on your mat for more cushioning if you need. Right hand to the right thigh, left hand on top. Then take a moment here, feet hug in towards one another. We press the left hip point forwards. Lift the heart on the inhale. Soften the shoulders on the exhale. We keep the right hand to the right thigh. We sweep the left arm up, take a big in-breath. Then lean over towards the right on the out-breath. Back to center, inhale. Right fingertips down. Then left fingertips down as you heel toe. Sorry. So you can see where my brain is at now. I got my lefts and rights wrong. Heel toe the right foot wide. Right hand to the inside. Come up onto the fingertips. Usually I'm pretty good. Inhale. Fold in, exhale. Back up, breathe in. Was that my first mistake? Yeah. Excellent, great. Fold in, breath out. Sometimes I don't even realize. Halfway lift, inhale. Then plant the palms down as you round the upper back. Then lightly step the right foot back. Good. And again, that cat and cow more from the upper back. So inhale, heart forwards. Exhale, really spread the fingers wide as you press the floor away. Big breath in. Round, press the floor away on the breath out. Then stay here, take the left hand over towards the right corner this time, left hand to the right. Big in breath in. Bring the sit bones back to the heels as you press the left hand down on the breath out. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Come back up, slide the left hand back underneath the left shoulder on the in-breath. Then switch it right hand to the left corner on the out-breath. Breathing in. Sit bones back on the breath out. Really pressing down into the palm on the inhale. Stay, exhale. Back to center, slide the right hand back in as you breathe in. Walk the hands forwards, downward facing dog. Pick the knees off the mat. That's it, well done. Big breath in. Long breath out. We come up high onto the balls of the feet on the in-breath. Deeply bend the knees, look forwards on the out-breath. Tiptoe to the top of the mat. Well done. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold in, exhale. Now we're just going to have one chair pose here. Deep bend into the knees. Sweep the arms. Take an inhale. Send the arms back and interlace the fingers behind the back as you exhale. Work the palms together. Roll the shoulder heads back. Then press down into the feet. Start to straighten out through the legs. As you lift the heart up on the inhale, fist moves down. Keep the length through the low back on the exhale. Knees stay soft. Take another big in-breath in. Forward fold, but keep the bind on the breath out. Smooth inhale in. Long breath out. And then gently release the fingertips down to the mat. Take an inhale, flat back. And then this time we'll plant the palms down. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot back. Take an inhale. Drop the knees down to the mat on the exhale. Now we'll point the toes. I want you to cross over the feet, cross over the ankles. We'll walk the hands back. We'll roll over the shins and send the legs forwards. Great, good. I'm going to face the camera. And then from here, we're going to bend the knees and get deeper into the low back, deeper into the hips because we just needed it. So let's cross the right shin in front of the left shin. Feet nice and active. We come up onto the fingertips. We take a big breath in into the heart. And don't worry if the knees are up here. As you exhale, just let the knees get a little heavier as you fold forwards. Don't worry, I'll move out the way. I just wanted to show them. Walking the fingertips forwards. And it might be that you just come up halfway, or you might just keep the hands either side of the hips. Or you can do what Ali's doing, which is folding in and just allowing the knees to be really heavy. So the reason why we don't take single leg pigeon pose is because it's really nice to just do everything like really symmetrical for your hips, for your pelvis, especially when you're day 1. Ali's day 3, but I'm sure she's really happy with this variation. And even though there is this tendency to kind of want to round and draw in, can you still think of that gentle heart opening on the in-breath? Still breathing into the belly, low back ribs, and then getting a little bit deeper into the fold on the out-breath, but still thinking heart open. And you might want to stay exactly as you are, or walking the left fingertips more towards the right, finding that side body stretch again. Maybe the right fingertips go slightly out towards the right. Pressing that left sit bone down. Big in breath in. Long out breath. And then sending your gaze forwards on the inhale. Fold in that little bit deeper on the exhale. I was about to get you to come out, and then I was like, no, she wants more. Breathing in. Long breath out. And then walk the hands back to center. Just take your time. Walk the hands all the way back in. Take your time. Come all the way up. You didn't want to come out of that one. Bring the fingertips behind you. We'll switch the legs. So now the left shin will go in front of the right shin. And you can feel you might want to bring a blanket underneath the sit bones for a little bit more height. We'll come up high onto the fingertips on the inhale. Come down halfway on the exhale, and you might stay here, fingertips alongside the hips, or walk the hands forwards as you fold in. Big breath in. Long breath out. And again, we think about breathing into the low back. So even though I'm not with you, imagine like my hands are on your low back and you really want to breathe into my hands. Filling up the belly with breath. And allowing the tissue of the hips to get a little softer. And just notice if you're clenching the jaw, the shoulders. And then either you can stay here or we take the right arm, we bring the right fingertips over towards the left. That's it. Maybe the left fingertips go slightly out towards the left. Big breath in. A little deeper in the fold on the out breath. Inhale. Long exhale. And then again, lifting the gaze just ever so slightly, getting more length. And then exhale, folding in for 2 more deep breaths. So really even thinking nourishment with the breath. So allow the breath to be self-soothing. So the lips close, breathing in and out of the nose, and really connect to the hush of the exhale and allow that to be soothing. Sending the gaze forwards on the inhale. Walk the hands back in. Press down to the sit bones, peel yourself all the way up. Now before we lie back, we'll take one more hip opener, but really stable for the pelvis. So bring the fingertips back, release the legs for a moment. That's it. And then we'll take Gomukasana with the legs. So we'll bring the right hand underneath the right leg and grab a hold of the left ankle. Draw it in towards the right sit bone. Now if there's anything going on with the knees, you might just want to keep that left leg extended. Otherwise, step the right leg over. And again, I'll show the front version. Now here, you might want to stay exactly as you are. This might be enough for the hips. Or you gently shift the weight forwards, stack the knees, and then lower the sit bones down. Now we're just going to stay here. All right. Bringing the hands onto the knees. Big breath in into the heart. And then feel the breath go all the way down into the belly, down into your womb. And then start to breathe from the ground up. So breathing into the sit bones, breathing into the pelvic bowl, the womb space, the belly, the heart. And then as you exhale, feel the breath move down once again. Let the legs get a little heavier. Let the tissue of the glutes soften. And again, connecting to the hush of the exhale. However subtle, however soft. And I kind of like to think of this pose as having a Malteser in your mouth. Have you heard me say this? You know, when you, instead of, you kind of like want to bite down, and that's when people like walk their hands forwards and want to get deep into the pose, but instead you just kind of let the Malteser just like sit in your mouth, and then you just let it like dissolve, and that's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, that's what it feels like. We're sitting here and you're just like, oh, after a couple deep breaths, yeah, you feel it. All right, 3 more deep breaths. So inhale in. Long out breath. And again, breathing in. Slow breath out. Then bring the fingertips behind, gently switching the cross of the legs. Oh, I'll stay here if you don't mind. I want to do this side too. It feels so good. Either you stay or shift the weight forward and stack the knees. Hands onto the knees, just gently resting. And then again, think of the breath traveling up the spine on the in-breath. So breathing into the sit bones, womb space, belly, heart. And then back down on the out-breath. Letting the legs get even heavier. And just noticing any emotions that come up that need to be processed. Just meeting whatever is moving through you with softness. Especially as you move the breath through the womb space, through the heart. And almost envision that you do have a Malteser in your mouth. So soften the jaw, the tongue, the muscles of the face. Really envision that the whole body is just melting into the shape. You're softening the edges as you take 3 more deep breaths here. Big breath in. A long breath out. And then gently opening the eyes if they're closed on the inhale. Bring the fingertips behind you. We'll extend the legs forwards. So think the legs nice and long first. And then you'll come to the center of the mat and just take your time. We'll start to lower down, hugging the knees into the chest. Little rocks from side to side on the low back. And this might feel really nice for you to just stay with this rocking from side to side. If you can feel that a hip opener would be really nice, you can take happy baby, maybe holding onto the knees, holding onto the shins, shoulder heads drawing down the back, tailbone lengthening, heart still open, or you can just keep that little containment of gently rocking from side to side. And allow this rocking to be really self-soothing as well. Now, we're not going to take a twist today. We're just going to stay as we are for the next 3 deep breaths, whether you're in happy baby or whether you're taking the rocking from side to side. Big breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. And then gently starting to slowly extend the legs for Savasana on the exhale. Now, if you can feel your low back and you haven't got a bolster for underneath the knees, then maybe bend the knees, bring the feet as wide as the mat, and allow the knees to knock in towards one another. Yeah, you always kind of extend the legs long, and then if you can feel your low back, then bend the knees, bring the feet wide, knees knock in. And then we'll take Yoni Mudra again and bring the hands onto the womb space. Breathing into the hands on the inhale. And just let everything else soften on the exhale. Come back to the jaw, come back to the shoulders. Let the pelvis get heavy. Again, let the belly be soft to receive the breath. And breathing into your hands, breathing into the womb. Holding your womb space with really nurturing hands. And just sending love, sending warmth to your womb. As you take this time in stillness in Savasana. Now you can stay here for as long as you need, beautiful yogis. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.